What have you got to do to be green under this? Well, one simple answer is just be organic. That gets you out of everything, apparently. The next, though, is there are a limited, it's designed to be this standard list of prescriptions that will apply anywhere in Europe just on an annual basis. And there are 3 of them. The first one is crop diversification. They want to see more than a monoculture. And put like that, you hear the words having a point. Right, let's explore it. You are to have 3 crops on your arable land. They are, the largest crop is not to take more than 70% of it, and the smallest crop is not to take less than 5% of it. But crop diversification is the headline. The next is the permanent pasture. Now, we've had a rule in the single payment that at the national level, permanent pasture overall must not drop. And that's actually worked, well, it hasn't caused problems over the since 2005. But that is now to be imposed at farm level, so that the permanent pasture the farm has on 2014 is permanent pasture that has to be kept. And there are people who've looked at that and said, basically, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because if you don't have it as permanent grassland, then it has to be arable, and it gets caught up in crop diversification and the ecological focus areas I'll touch on in a moment. And if you don't accept that, then what you're stuck with is land that you can't change, you can't bring into a temporary crop or anything like that. Because bear in mind, permanent pasture, in Euro speak, does not mean permanent pasture. What it means is grass that has not been in an arable rotation for 5 years. Then we come to the third one, and this is the one that's really caught the attention in the press, I think, which is ecological focus areas. And this has been rather summarised as 7% set aside. And it's probably not quite as harsh as that. What it is that you are to protect your landscape features, and that could well include hedges and so forth, and you are also to have buffer strips, maybe 1 or 2 other recommendations that we need to look at in a moment, yes, you are. And you're to keep those in an ecologically good order. And on the sums that I've done so far, you have to have a pretty high gross margin before you can afford to ignore the greening element. You're pretty much stuck with it, I think, if you want to be in the system.